It's exactly 16 minutes before 1 o'clock on Canadian Roots from CHON FM. This evening in Whitehorse at the Yukon Arts Centre, there'll be the unveiling of some new works of sculpture. Joining me now is the artist, Shane Wilson. Good afternoon, Shane.
Good afternoon, Peter.
Shane, you're unveiling two pieces in a few hours from now. Tell me first about the one called Candle Ice 1999.
Sure. Well, there are two pieces. The first one, Candle Ice, has been around, obviously, for a while. It's been shown in various places. Most recently, it has been at the Art Centre for the past year, and before that in the Westmark, in the dining room. And it's a moose antler sculpture carved in an abstract sort of triangular pattern. And it's actually donated to the Yukon Arts Centre Gallery Permanent Collection by Miranda Atwood.
And the second piece is called Self-Portrait, 2009. Describe that.
Sure. The Self-Portrait sculpture is just recently completed. And it, too, is an abstract sculpture, but it's comprised of a set of muskox horns that have been carved, as well as a bronze wolf skull. And they're mounted, the wolf skull is kind of suspended above the horns, which are suspended above a sort of a jade boulder. And it's also carved in that nice sort of characteristic patterns of angles and swirls and so on. But what I was trying to get at with this is to try to depict, in an abstract way, the life of an artist. And I'll explain perhaps more about that tonight if people come out.
What inspired that piece?
Well, that piece actually was originally commissioned by Earl Bennett. He's a retired businessman and former ivory carver. He came to the Yukon many years ago to carve ivory in Dawson. And he commissioned me. He said he wanted something done out of muskox horn. He says, do whatever you want. He says, anyway, so he and I are both donating this piece together to the Art Centre. And I just thought the shape of the horns themselves, when if you look at a muskox horn, it's very sort of, they're swirly, and there's a huge break in the middle between the two horns. So they start off with a kind of a black tip, which I imagined as birth, and then they sort of broaden out into this huge, massive sort of front bit, which is kind of as you get close to middle age, and then there's a break, which could be, midlife crisis, or the time at midlife when you reassess your life and make changes, and then, of course, the second half of life tapers down to black on the far end, and that, of course, would be death. And that's kind of what came to mind when I was looking at the muskox horns, and that's what I've tried to represent in an abstract way.
Now, on Saturday, you're also going to travel to Haines Junction. What will you be doing?
Oh, yeah, sure. In fact, there's another sculpture unveiling in Haines Junction on Saturday, and I'll have that sculpture available. It'll be there tonight as well at the Art Centre, and it's a very large moose antler, two moose antlers carved on a bronze moose antler skull. And it, too, is carved in an abstract kind of way. But on Saturday, Haines Junction is celebrating their 25th anniversary as an incorporated municipality. And as part of the celebrations, there's a barn dance, there's a dinner in the community, and so on, and the unveiling of this sculpture. And this sculpture is actually the 15th piece in a series of bronze sculptures that have been donated to the Haines Junction Permanent Art Collection. And they're displayed in a beautiful display cabinet underneath the spiral staircase in the St. Elias Convention Center.
Well, Shane, enjoy this evening and also the time in Haines Junction.
Well, thank you very much, and I appreciate your interest, Peter.
All right, take care. Take care.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye for now.
That's artist Shane Wilson.